Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be doing a double reaction to Marshall Crenshaw. First, we'll be reacting to What Do You Dream Of? And second, we'll be checking out 2541, both off of the Miracle of Science record. And this is my now second time reacting to Marshall Crenshaw on this channel, and the first time I heard his music, you guys can check it out, I was completely blown away and impressed. I think he has excellent songwriting. I think his rhythmic choices are quite extravagant. His song structures are, complex and catchy all at the same time. He's a fun guy. I'm going to explore more of his music today with you all. I'm excited to check it out. A big thank you to Frank, whose generous support and requests made this reaction possible. And now, let's jump into this. What do you dream of?
Just last night when we were in bed, this thought came into my head. I would give anything, girl, if I could steal a look into your secret world. What do you dream of?
Whoa, that's an interesting chord there.
What do you dream of? I'll never know what really lies behind your sleeping eyes. What do you dream of?
So much to comment on already. Love the consistent drumming here. It's just pushing us forward. This chorus, it's a chorus. I can tell that it's a chorus, but it's like unusually tame, I guess is the way to put it. And it's tame relative to everything we've heard so far because this drive has been very consistent. I want to pay closer attention to the chords because these aren't the most obvious to me.
Lies behind your sleeping eyes. What do you dream of? Oh, what do you dream of? Can you leave your worldly cares behind? Or do they rule your mind when I see you smile?
Yeah, right there.
I've got a reason to
This is new.
smile. Oh, what do you dream of?
Whoa.
I wonder once in a while. Close your eyes, you know it feels
The transitions from section to section are so subtle and careful.
Close your eyes, you know it feels fine to let yourself finally unwind from fighting hard to stay in the game. For all your trouble and time, you're getting more of the same. What do you dream of?
And how do it's like we keep returning to what do you dream of in different ways. That's like a hard, I don't know what you would call it. There's only one other band that I've heard of who does this. Sleep Token, if you guys know them, in the song Take Me Back to Eden on their record Take Me Back to Eden. That title track, you have multiple choruses that are the same lyrics, but they're delivered differently. Now, this is a bit different in the sense that the choruses, they do sound similar, but we're arriving at them in different ways that all feel like the same thing, but they are different. I hope that makes sense. Another group who I can think of who does this is Bandmade. There's a few others maybe, but I'd have to really dig into my brain to like justify it.
Stay in the game. For all your trouble and time, you're getting more of the same. What do you dream of?
That is really interesting.
Oh, what do you dream of?
What do you dream of?
When you're
Like the lyrical delivery here, it's almost like it's a run-on sentence that like bleeds into the start of the chord progression. So it almost feels lazy and accidental, but it's completely intentional.
oh, what do you dream of? When you're in a world that's yours alone, another day is gone. What do you dream of? Oh, what do you dream of? You're keeping your secrets to yourself. They're meant for no one else. I've never saw all of your
such like a wide box of noise because you have an acoustic guitar, you have shakers, you have the drums, you have the electric guitar, you have the vocals. It is all just taking up all of the space in my headphones. It's like a rolling wall of sound. And then even the vocal harmonies too. Ooh. That's cool.
Wish I could still look into your secret world. What do you dream of? Oh, what do you dream of?
It's weird because this verse is like doubling as a chorus, but it's a verse. Am I getting this right?
Do you dream of? Oh, what do you dream of? I'll never know what really lies behind your sleeping eyes. What do you dream of? Oh, what do you dream of?
It's really interesting.
When you're in a world that's yours alone, another day is gone. I'll never solve all of your mysteries. Oh, what do you dream of?
Yeah.
While you're lying next to me.
It's like in every section of the song we return to what do you dream of?
Whenever I see you smile, I've got a reason to smile. Oh, what do you dream of? I wonder once in a while.
It's so interesting. Man, Marshall Crenshaw manages to like simultaneously create simple yet complex music. My 2 listens now to Marshall have resulted in my brain understanding and simultaneously not understanding his musical genius and chaos. I like it. And the song structure, it's far more fluid than initially meets the eye. And then once you like, I'm sure if I listen to this again, I'll understand how the components are layered on top of each other in a way that makes sense. It's almost like we're digesting the whole song. Okay, this is a weird analogy, or this is going to be a weird description, but I'll do my best to articulate it. It's almost like we're ingesting the whole song by like the first 30 seconds of it. And then once we're 1 minute in, we've ingested more of the same song, but we've filled in more of the details. We've gotten more of the notes of, let's say, the wine. Okay, let's use the analogy of wine. Imagine you're, at your favorite winery and the sommelier comes up to you and gives you a glass, and now you sip it, you swish it around, right? You get some of the notes, you smell it, you get the full experience of the smell, and as you consume it, you do get more and more knowledge of what this specific wine tastes like. But it takes a little bit. It takes 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds for the taste to evolve, and it does change and alter, and that's the point. It's not meant to be a static drink that tastes the same at the point of the smell versus at the point of it resting in your palate versus going down and being consumed, and then the aftertaste. All of these are vastly similar but different experiences tied together by the wine, or in this case, tied by the "what do you dream of" motif. If that made no sense to you, I get that. But that was an interesting one for sure. I'm excited to check out the next one, 2541. But first, if you're enjoying the reaction so far, hit that like button, subscribe, and if you'd like to request one yourselves, hit the link down below. And now, let's jump into 2541. Very different already. The shaker.
Jenny gave us a number. Jenny gave us a place to stay. Billy got hold of a van and then we moved the very next day.
Okay.
To 2541.
There's like competing guitars in my left and right headphones.
Big windows to let in the sun at 2541. Big windows to let in the sun. We put down the money.
It's like, it's so jarring how quick these transitions are, but they're still subtle enough that it feels like there's almost like no moment to fully rest. I can't tell if that's a good or bad thing. In the context of me trying to understand the song, it's a bad thing because I'm trying to figure out what's happening. But in the context of the song, it's a good thing because the drive is there and the story keeps on progressing.
The sun, we put down the money. Then we picked up the keys. We had to keep the stove on all night long so the mice wouldn't freeze. I put our names on the mailbox.
Nice drum roll there.
And I put everything else in the past. It was the first place we'd ever had to ourselves. I didn't know it would be the last. 2541.
So it's like an address.
Big windows to let in the sun. 2541. Big windows to let in the sun. Now everything is over. Everything is done. Everything's
Wow, in a sense, this also kind of reminds me of Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, though this feels a little bit faster paced and with less brass. God, how do I... I don't want to give wrong descriptions here, but I'm just like trying to associate what I know in the musical world with what I'm hearing. It is very fast paced. I almost can imagine this song being used for like a 90s sitcom.
in boxes now at 2541.
Ooh. I'm enjoying these breakaways to the guitar solo.
Things are so much different now. You could say the situation's reversed, and it will not be the last time.
Yeah, I've been noticing throughout this whole track this like bass line, and I know Frank in his notes mentioned a baritone guitar. I'm not sure which one it is. I guess it could be the baritone guitar here, but these kind of like bass line walking notes have been played throughout this entire track, but it is very subtle until this moment where it's far more pronounced when everything is more subdued.
Situation's reversed, and it will not be the last time I'll have to be out by the first. 2541. Big windows to let in the sun. 2541. Big windows to let in the sun. 2541.
Wow, you hear that chorus on top.
2541.
This is like crashing around me.
Windows to let in the sun. 2541.
I'm gonna fade out. Interesting. I was not expecting a fade out. In my head, that tells me that this is a, let's say, the last song on the record. I'm curious to find out. Let me go look. Miracle of Science. Miracle of Science. Let's see. Let's find this out together, shall we? Marshall Crenshaw. Okay. No, not a finale. What Do You Dream Of is basically the title track here, this 10-second soundbite. Okay. So then this fade out would lead into Starless Summer Sky. Interesting. Man, Marshall Crenshaw is... I guess severely underrated and unknown because I don't hear many other people talking about Marshall, and the music he's putting out here is very, how can I say it? It like crashes around you. It's like a wall of sound, and there's so many flurries and musical tendrils. Each instrument has its own role to play, and it kind of like almost like a straitjacket just like keeps you locked into the song and throws you into the ocean, and you're now drifting along the waves of the song. I pride myself in being able to like interpret and understand music as it happens at me. And Marshall Crenshaw continues to defy expectations. It is very fast paced, and the song structures have been fairly unique, I will say, especially I think in the first track here that we listened to today, What Do You Dream Of? That was an extremely unique structure and chord progression. It seems to me like 2541 is more of a like digestible track to me. What becomes like undigestible or just hard to interpret on the fly is just the sheer like volume and velocity of all the instruments and all of their parts they're playing. Because I would love to be able to like deep dive individually into each instrument and understand what its role is and what it's doing. But to do that in real time, there's like 7 simultaneous musical tracks at once. So my brain like wants to focus on the lyrics, and then it wants to focus on the timbre of Marshall's voice, but then it realizes like, no, there's 3 guitars happening here, and now the drums are changing rhythm, and then you have extra chords that are it's just a mess. And I'm definitely interested to hear more from Marshall. I wonder, not to extend the ramble too much, but I really do wonder if Marshall has music that is let's say simpler in terms of its complexity. I would just be curious to hear what that sounds like. But in any case, this was a fun one. Thank you, Frank, for the recommendations. I hope y'all enjoyed my reactions today. Subscribe if you did, and if you'd like to request one yourself, hit the link down below. And as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and peace.